Hello my beautiful YouTube family and welcome back to my channel. It's Leyla here and Happy New Year. I'm so excited to greet this new year and I'm so excited to be here with you today. Believe it or not, even though I don't actually make videos, I talk with you guys in my head all the time, and it's because everything that I'm going through right now is connected to having the privilege of having this platform and having a sort of a voice and an influence over others in a way through social platforms like Instagram and YouTube. And I don't take this lightly. I take this as a huge responsibility, and one where the content I create is directly correlated with who I am as a being, as a person, and what I'm all about, and in turn being in alignment with who I am and the content I create. So over the past year and more so 6 months, I've been consciously going back to having a more direct and conscious connection with myself, my higher self, and the divine at large. And honestly, I have so much to share with you, but in this video in particular, I really want to stay focused on giving you more of an update of what's been happening and where I'm at now, and also where my path is taking me and leading me. And also I will be talking about a couple of books and things that I've been doing that I want to share with you, because I believe that it can definitely provide a lot of benefit for those of you who are ready to do the same type of inner work. So ever since I became a mom, I kind of fully immersed myself in motherhood, and over that period of over 3 years now, something that I guess I really needed to learn is how to put myself and my needs first. And it's something that I'm still learning, but definitely over the course of 3.5 years almost, I really gave more than I had, and I didn't make time and put my own needs in the equation at all, and that led to complete burnout and empty and depleted. And with Andrea's just not sleeping well and all the being a very strong and intense presence, it has taken a lot of energy out of me. And because I wasn't sleeping and really taking care of my own needs and putting my self-care needs in the equation at all, it has really taken a toll on my well-being in terms of my energetic state and my emotional state. And so this new year, it is my intention to change all that and to really restore back my energy and sort of begin giving to everyone and everything from an overflowing cup, versus what happened over the course of becoming a mother is I've gotten into deficit. So not only was I empty, but I had to keep going in the deficit. And it was a very important lesson that life was trying to teach me, is that self-care is not selfish. It is the most important thing, because you cannot give to others when you don't have. And if you're having to do that, then what happens is it leads to a lot of negative emotions like resentment and frustration and even anger, and all these emotions that bubble up because we're not giving to ourselves first. So that has been a huge lesson for me over the last few years, that I feel like I finally got, that life was trying to teach me. And along with that, surrendering to what is and accepting it. So there's so many facets and so many layers that I want to begin having these conversations with you guys. And so that's why today I just want to kind of bring us back to point zero and just tell you guys of what's been going on and where I'm at now and what's going to come. And as far as the future goes, a lot of things are still unclear, but we'll get there. So what's been happening is that about a little less than a year ago, I started to feel that inner calling again of my soul, because like with Andreas, the first year was super intense. It was just like go, go, go. I had a toddler and a newborn. I just didn't even have time to breathe or sleep or eat or anything. So it was just really intense. But once he became a year old and he started sleeping a little better, still he would wake up, but like it got a little better. And when Adriana started going to preschool. That was last February, so like Valentine's Day was actually the first day. So almost a year. I started when I had the time to be alone, even just when he was sleeping for an hour or two, because before that I had zero alone time. And for an introvert like me, I absolutely have to be alone to recharge my battery, and not having that opportunity really burnt me out and worn me out to a point of like barely being alive. I'm gonna be honest with you guys. So I need that time alone, like air. So when she was in school, I had the time to, you know, just breathe and hear my thoughts and have a little bit of stillness. I'm not even talking about like meditation, but just even having peace. It's of utmost importance for me. So to make the long story short, I basically had the time and the space to now start hearing my thoughts and feeling my heart and my soul starting to speak again, because there was space for it. And I would say over this past year, really feeling this deep discontentment in terms of feeling like I am supposed to be doing something. There's a reason why I'm here, and I've always been this way. I've always had these questions, but it's just come to a point of like really having this strong need. Sorry, I just need to take a sip of water. Why am I here? What is my purpose? I need to know. Please show me, you know, and really going back to having a spiritual practice and sort of hearing the call of my soul. And as I was asking so intently and intensely, slowly but surely I started to develop that connection and that dialogue with the divine. And it can talk. You can call it the divine and God and source energy and universe and whatever you like. It really doesn't matter what name you give it. It is all the same ultimately. So as I was asking and asking very intensely, it started to speak to me through everything. And I mean everything that I was experiencing, whether it's a video on YouTube or a book or a conversation or a certain animal that showed up with a certain message, or everything in my experience started to communicate back to me. And that is how the spirit world talks to us or communicates with us, if we are open to receiving the messages, which I was so eager and so ready to hear the answers the questions that I was asking. I was ready to hear the answers. So with all the things that I was hearing and listening, and learning, things are slowly falling into place and slowly becoming clearer. And one of the things that I was really praying for is having the time and the space to go even deeper and to figure out. I feel like the why has become clear as to what is my destiny, what is my purpose, why am I here. I need to know, I need to serve that purpose, I need to feel fulfilled. I feel like that is becoming very clear, and I will share with you what it is, even though I don't know the how yet, and we'll get to that part. So I feel like as I awaken my soul and deepen my connection with my higher self, I believe that my purpose is to serve others on their path of awakening. So the souls that are ready to awaken, I feel like it is my purpose at the moment, because your purpose actually does evolve with you as your soul grows and kind of ascends. So at the moment, I believe my purpose is to serve others on their path of awakening. Now, when you have that realization, obvious question is how do I do that? So that's where I'm at now, is the how part. And as I was saying, I was praying for the time and space to be able to figure out the why. And so Andreas will be starting full-time care on January 7th, this coming Monday, and my prayers have been answered. And so that means that I will have the physical time and space to do the work and to figure it out. So all that is to say that I'm still here, I'm still around, and I'm not going anywhere. I know that the reason I was giving the privilege of having an audience through social networks, whether it's YouTube or Instagram or any other way of having, you know, people that sort of look up to me in a way, or look to me for content. The content that I share has to be in alignment with who I am and why I'm here. So basically, as I am evolving and as I am growing and changing, and transitioning into becoming a higher version of myself. My content will naturally evolve with me, so that's where I'm kind of at now, is trying to figure out. I definitely will not be changing, like starting a new channel, because it just doesn't feel right, because this channel on YouTube is pretty much an extension of me, so there's no need to start a new one, because I will not be creating content for this channel. So like what it was before, I guess it will not be that. The focus will be changing. Of any work that I do will be an extension of who I am, which is spirituality and mindfulness and raising our consciousness and did I say mindfulness? Mindfulness, you know, figuring out our purposes of why we're here and just all these topics. And I'm again figuring out the bigger picture and the small picture of the how. There's a lot of work that's going on internally, and a lot of things are becoming clear. So as I'm learning so many new things, you guys. Honestly, magic happens when you step into this conscious relationship with the divine. It starts coming. And I feel like I've been pretty much like being educated by spirit and source energy constantly on so many topics, and it all has to do with growth and healing and developing our spirituality, developing our connection with the divine. Because of what I'm learning now is that, I'm not going to get into that actually, but basically we're going, as a humanity, we're all going through tremendous growth right now, and I will get into these topics more in depth in future videos, because otherwise this video will be too long. But yes, it is time for those who are ready. It's time to do the necessary work, heal and grow, and go on to the next level. So just to keep it very simple, that's in a nutshell what's happening. And so then the next question is, how do you do that? Well, that's what I've been doing, is going really deep within and clearing and healing and transmuting everything that doesn't serve me anymore, so that I can pretty much clear everything and be free of this energetic weight and be able to go on to the next level. And each one of us has to do this if we are wanting to move on to higher levels of consciousness. So one thing I'm going to share with you today that I've been doing and working on is called, it's based on it's not based on a book. It is from a book called The Lotus and the Lily, and I will insert a picture here. I would show you the physical copy, but Dimitri actually just left for 2 days to get away and to complete his Lotus and the Lily process. And so it's a 30-day program where you do different exercises every day through writing to basically figure out and heal things that are in your way, to then at the end create something that's called an intention mandala, or mandala. I'm not really sure how to pronounce it correctly. I think it's mandala. And what mandala is, it's what the intention mandala is, it's basically, and the book is by Janet Connor, and again I will insert the picture here and I will put the link to the book in the description bar. And I've actually shared about this a lot on my Instagram, so if you follow me there, you've heard about this. But today I'm actually going to share with you mine. I'm finally done with it, I've completed it. And so the purpose is basically what Janet talks about in her book, is what she's discovered on her path is that both Buddha and Jesus, in paraphrasing terms, have taught pretty much the same thing. And this is what basically Buddha said or taught: when conditions are sufficient, there is manifestation. So, which basically means that it is in order for us to manifest the life of our dreams or our wishes and our desires, the way it works in the universe energetically is that we have to pretty much become a vibrational match to the things that we are desiring, because everything is energy. And again, we're not getting into the depth of all these things today, just lightly touching upon it. But in order for that to happen, we need to take care, we are to become the fertile soil in which then the universe or spirit and source energy can then plant the seeds, and then it becomes our job to tend to those seeds and slowly but surely grow this luscious, rich, joyful garden life of the things that we are wishing to experience. And again, I'm not doing an in-depth review of the book or anything like that. I just wanted to lightly touch upon it and recommend it to you, that if you feel that same way, the call of the soul. But yeah, if you are feeling that same call, then this is something that will help you so much, because again, what I'm realizing as the first step in creating anything at all is to set your intentions. So having this intention mandala is a very powerful tool that can serve all of us tremendously, because you figure out what your conditions are, and then you figure out and you pretty much declare your desires to the universe, and you put it all into physical form, and then every day you sort of keep this intention mandala alive through certain practices. And so again, not going to talk too much about it. I'm just going to show you mine and just briefly talk to you about it. So this is what mine looks like. I hope that it's in view. I can't see myself right now. I'm using a different camera. So it's a circle in a 3D view. This is actually a sphere, and it's a sphere that moves and turns. So there's the outer circle, and then there's the inner circle, and the inner circle is where your conditions are, what you need to become as the fertile soil to manifest your desires. So again, not going to go into deep of what this is here, and perhaps one day I will, if it's something you guys are interested in. But for me, it's faith and surrender, devotion through spiritual practices, prayer, meditation, and deep writing, to have an open, compassionate, and grateful heart, to work in sacred space, to do holy work, and to move with grace and beauty, to basically embody my soul and embody the divine feminine, and to move with that in the physical world, the way I move my body. And then of course the desires are on the outside. And so that's what an intention mandala looks like for me. And like I said, I'm so excited for Dimitri, who just left for 2 days to go and work on his. So at the end of the 30 days, you have what's called a soul day, and that's when you create the actual mandala based on all the 30 days. So I highly recommend this book. I highly recommend this process to anyone who is ready for the next level, ready to hear their soul, ready to manifest the life of their dreams. And yeah, so you also label your year, and this mandala is for a year. So mine is called My Year of Miraculous Manifestations, and it has just been such a powerful process for me. And it's only been about a week or so that I've completed my mandala, and I already feel such a tremendous difference in my experience with it, and how things are slowly shifting on the inside. I don't know how long I've been talking already to you guys, because I can't see the screen, it's a different camera. But again, I don't want to make this video too long. The point of the video was, again, to just give you a short summary and a brief overview of where I've been, of where I'm at now, and what's coming. So where I'm at now is going to be devoting pretty much my whole entire waking hours to figuring out the how. I know my why, I just need to figure out the how, and how I'm supposed to serve that purpose, my destiny. And as I do that, I do feel the call to begin sharing content and sharing sort of more of my journey, of what I'm learning with you guys. And I'm learning so much, you guys. Like everything from aromatherapy to shamanism to all these spiritual tools and practices that can serve all of us on our spiritual path. And I believe that is part of my purpose, is to share what I learned with everyone else, because I know that if it's serving me and if it's helping me, it absolutely can and will serve those who are ready as well. So in the coming months, you can definitely expect to see my channel and my content, every content that I create, to be aligned with that. So I'm not sure yet if I will be changing the name of my channel. A couple names or one name came through, and I'm not sure if yet I resonate with it, or if I will be changing my name or not. I don't know yet. It came yesterday, and I need to go deeper into it, and through deep soul writing, and really figure out whether or not that's needed or necessary. So yeah, that's what I'll be doing from now on, is Now that I'm going to have the time and the space when Andres is in full-time care, and both Adriana and Andres are in full-time care, and as far as whether or not he's happy, he's totally happy. He's loving being in a social setting and learning, and they're both doing so great. And what else can a mother want? That's what I've been sort of wanting for both of them, is to be happy, healthy, joyful, developing beautifully, and basically everybody's happy. So as I learn and grow, I will be sharing everything I learn with you guys, because I believe that it can make a tremendous difference in those who are ready to do the work. So that's pretty much all I wanted to share with you guys today. And I will be traveling for 2 weeks with Adriana. On Monday, actually the same day that Andres starts school, he'll be staying with Dimitri, and all the grandparents will be involved, and he's in full-time care. It's going to be a long travel, so that's why we've decided that he just is not ready for that type of long travel, and it would just disrupt his schedule, and he needs to just be a little bit older to be able to handle that type of travel and not have an impact on his sleeping routine, because he's teething right now. So he'll be staying home with Dimitri and going to full-time care, and then also being taken care of by grandparents. So yeah, so when I'm away, I will probably be vlogging my experience, because I want to capture these special moments. We'll be traveling with Mimi, Alex, Alexa, my dad, and Alex's mom, so it's going to be wonderful, and I definitely want to capture those moments. But once I come back, I really am looking forward to having a more structured routine, and making space, even more space, to have divine conversations through writing with my higher self, and then whatever comes through, sharing that with you. So the work for me is really get myself out of the way, get my conditioned self out of the way, so then I can become a clear channel for the divine to speak through me in whatever form that needs to happen. So I think that's all I wanted to share with you guys. Thank you so much for sticking around, for those of you that are still here. And I look forward to connecting with you guys on even a deeper level as I change and as my content changes. I'm excited for this transition, and I look forward to all of the incredible work that I know we're all going to be doing together. So thank you again so much, and Happy New Year, and I will see you in the next video. Mwah! Love you guys. Bye.